Bobby Sherman, born Robert K. Bat Sherman Jr. on July 22, 1943, in Santa Monica, California, quickly became one of America's most beloved teen idols of the late 1960s and early 1970s. From a young age, Bobby showed a deep interest in music and the arts, growing up in a family that supported his passion for creativity. Raised in Southern California, he learned to play several instruments and quickly developed a natural stage presence. After high school, Bobby's talents caught the attention of industry professionals, setting him on the path to stardom. His big break came when he landed a recurring role on the ABC television series Here Come the Brides in 1968, where he portrayed Jeremy Bolt, a shy but lovable logger. His role captured the hearts of viewers, leading to a soaring music career with hits like Little Woman and Julie, Do You Love Me? Sherman was not only a star on TV, but became a cultural icon, with his face adorning posters, magazines, and memorabilia. The music career that captivated an era. As Bobby Sherman's popularity grew, so did his music career. Known for his sweet voice and relatable lyrics, Sherman's songs became anthems for a generation. Hits like Easy Come, Easy Go, and If I Had You made him a household name and established him as one of the most successful pop singers of the time. He quickly became a favorite on shows like American Bandstand, The Ed Sullivan Show, and the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. Sherman's music and public persona embodied the innocence of youth during the era, capturing the essence of a time when rock and roll was at its peak. As his fame continued to rise, so did his concerts, which were often sold-out affairs where fans screamed at the mere sight of him. Despite the overwhelming attention, Bobby remained humble and deeply appreciative of his audience, and his kindness only added to his appeal. Shifting focus, a second career in public service. While Bobby Sherman's career as a pop idol was in full swing, he surprised many when, in the 1980s, he decided to step away from the entertainment world. Instead of pursuing further fame, Bobby chose a path of service to his community, becoming a certified emergency medical technician, EMT. His desire to help others led him to join the Los Angeles Police Department as a technical reserve officer, where he focused on CPR training and community safety programs. Bobby also co-founded the Bobby Sherman Volunteer EMT Foundation, which trained thousands of police officers and emergency responders in life-saving techniques. Though he had experienced fame as a teen idol, Bobby now found fulfillment in a more grounded and meaningful career. His transition into public service reflected a deep commitment to giving back and using his platform for good. A brief return to acting and new ventures. In the 1980s, Bobby Sherman made a rare return to television in the sitcom Sanchez of Bear, where he showcased his comedic timing and ability to adapt to new roles. Although the show was short-lived, his fans were thrilled to see him back on screen. Following this, Sherman took on a more lighthearted role in the 1983 film Get Crazy, where he played a humorous villain in a wild rock and roll comedy. This role allowed Bobby to poke fun at his squeaky clean teen idol image, and fans appreciated his willingness to embrace a more offbeat and comedic persona. In 1998, Sherman made another comeback, this time as part of the Teen Idol Tour, where he performed alongside other pop legends like Peter Noone of Herman's Hermits and Davy Jones of the Monkees. The tour was a nostalgic trip down memory lane, delighting fans who had grown up with Sherman's music and television roles. End of an era, final concert, and retirement. Bobby Sherman's final concert as a solo artist took place on August 25, 2001, in Lincoln, Rhode Island. This emotional farewell marked the end of a remarkable journey that spanned over 3 decades. Although his voice had matured with age, it still carried the warmth and charm that had made him a household name during his prime. The performance was a heartfelt tribute to the fans who had supported him throughout his career. After this last concert, Bobby officially retired from the public eye, though he occasionally made appearances at corporate functions and charitable events. His music legacy, however, remained strong, as his songs continued to be cherished by both old fans and new generations discovering his work. Bobby's post-retirement years were spent focusing on his family, philanthropy, and his second career as an EMT and reserve police officer. Romantic life and family. Bobby Sherman's personal life was marked by two significant marriages. His first was to Patty Carnell, whom he married during the height of his fame. Together, they had two sons, Christopher and Tyler. Despite the pressures of living in the spotlight, Bobby and Patty built a family together, but eventually, they divorced. Bobby remained an involved and loving father, always prioritizing his children's well-being. Later in life, after focusing on family and community work, Bobby found love again when he married Bridget Publin in a ceremony held in Las Vegas on July 18, 2010. Their relationship was grounded in shared values, including their mutual commitment to philanthropy. Together, they co-founded the Brigit and Bobby Sherman Children's Foundation, an organization dedicated to improving the lives of children and families in Ghana, West Africa. This chapter in Bobby's life showcased his deep commitment to giving back and supporting causes close to his heart. The hidden story of Bobby's love life. For decades, Bobby Sherman was regarded as the epitome of the wholesome teen idol. His image was carefully crafted to appeal to millions of teenage girls. But in a surprising revelation, it came to light that Bobby had led a much more private and complex personal life, particularly when it came to his romantic relationships. In an unpublished memoir draft, Bobby shared that he had formed intimate bonds with a few male Hollywood stars, relationships that had to remain hidden due to the homophobic climate of the time. Although these connections were not widely known, they were deeply meaningful to Bobby and the actors involved. His relationships with these actors were grounded in mutual respect and understanding, and Sherman's willingness to share these personal stories brought to light the challenges faced by many LGBTQ+ individuals in Hollywood during the golden age of cinema. It shed new light on Bobby's legacy, showing that his journey was not just one of fame, but also of personal courage. The final battle. Bobby's health struggles. In March 2025, Bobby Sherman's fans were heartbroken by the news that he had been diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer. This announcement came after a period of declining health, which Bobby had kept mostly private. Despite his declining condition, Bobby approached the diagnosis with his signature grace and positivity. He remained optimistic and focused on living each day surrounded by loved ones. His family shared the news with his fans, many of whom had followed his career from his teen idol days to his later work in public service. Throughout his illness, Bobby's strength and resilience were an inspiration to those who knew him. He spent his final months at home in Los Angeles, comforted by his family, friends, and the love of his devoted fans. A legacy of love and service. On June 24, 2025, Bobby Sherman passed away peacefully at the age of 81. His death marked the end of a multifaceted life that had touched millions. From his teenage years as a pop star to his years of service as an EMT and police officer, Bobby's legacy was one of love, dedication, and humility. His passing was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans, co-stars, and colleagues, all of whom remembered him for his kindness, professionalism, and generosity. While he had been a beloved figure during the height of his fame, Bobby's later work in community service proved to be just as impactful. His legacy will continue to live on, not only through his music, but also through his work as an EMT and his contributions to his community. Bobby Sherman's story is one of redemption, courage, and a life well lived, and it will remain an inspiration for generations to come.